Hello everybody, it's Aaron back from Screenstars, and I'm here once again to do another review for Geek Legion of Doom. And today I'm here to review the 2018 found footage horror film Butterfly Kisses, a film that is written and directed by Eric Christopher Myers, who also stars in the film as well as a documentary filmmaker. Now this film is a little bit meta in a sense. Now it focuses on an amateur filmmaker who discovers some lost tapes in the basement of his in-laws' house that they've just kind of bought and moved into, and in these tapes they find the footage of a student film made by two student filmmakers in 2004, and this is 10 years later. Now within this film it shows these student filmmakers trying to document and evidence and prove the existence of an entity called Peeping Tom, who you can summon by looking down this rail track tunnel for an hour without blinking, and then he will appear, follow you, track you down, and essentially every time you blink after that he gets a little bit closer, and then he will take you out. So, however, this documentary filmmaker, who's only an amateur filmmaker, who finds this footage, is so convinced it is real, he gets a documentary film crew to film him trying to get this film proven by paranormal experts and all these experts out in the field. Is trying to get them to prove that this footage is actually real, but he keeps coming up against barriers all along the way. Nobody believes it's real. They think he's made it all himself, and he's trying to fake it, and he's trying to financially gain off it. So that's essentially it. You've got this documentary film crew filming him trying to get his own film made of this student film he has found. So there's a few different layers to it, if you like, and then throughout the film it shows clips of the footage that he found of this student film. Right, now this film, actually, I mean, I'm a big fan of found footage horror films. I think when they're done right they can be really, really effective. The genre has been done so often now, it's not often you find a pretty good found footage film. However, I actually think this is one of them. I think this is a really, really superbly well made found footage film that I think if a found footage film is done right, it should blur the line between reality and fiction, if you like, and this does it effectively. It's one of those films that you know it's just a film, but you do find yourself watching it and questioning it at times, thinking, wow, they've done a really good job. You actually think that this is real to a large degree, you know. The Peeping Tom urban legend that they use here. Now, Doctor Who fans will immediately make a link between this entity and the Weeping Angels. And if you don't know, the Weeping Angels on Doctor Who are those creatures, these statues that every time you kind of blink or look away, they get a little bit closer each time, and then they take you out when they get close. So it's almost, Peeping Tom was almost a little bit a cross between the Weeping Angels and the Bye Bye Man. Not that the Bye Bye Man's a good film because it's appalling, but I got that vibe from the look of Peeping Tom and the feel in regards to the Weeping Angels. So it's like a documentary style found footage film, this, with interviews with people and experts, and this documentary film crew filming this guy Gavin who found this footage, and his real passion and frustration of trying to get these tapes proven to be real, but nobody will believe him. There's even an appearance in this film by the director of the Blair Witch Project, who makes an appearance on like a radio phone, and even he debunks it. He kind of says to this guy Gavin, what you're doing, if you're trying to get yourself in Hollywood, this isn't the way to do it, by trying to claim that this is real and never backing down. He says, even when we made Blair Witch, we pretended it was real, but as soon as the film kind of, you know, was out there, we came out straight away and said, it's not for real, this, by the way, guys. It kind of doesn't help as well, because Gavin, the guy who's trying to get this film made, is a bit of a jerk for the most part. Not very likeable character. So you found it hard to kind of get behind him a little bit, or feel frustration or sympathy for him. So essentially you kind of get two films in one here with this. So you get the found footage stuff that they're showing, and you're also getting the film of this filmmaker trying to get it made, like the documentary style. So you're kind of getting two films in one here, and it's done pretty effectively, and it does, I think, really effectively does blur the lines, I think, between reality and fiction and the movie. So it feels a bit meta. It feels like it's breaking the fourth wall, because the director and the writer of the film makes an appearance in the film as the director of the documentary that they're making about Gavin. So it all kind of ties together. So it's a cleverly made film. If you're a fan of found footage, I think you're going to really enjoy it. I think they could have ramped the horror up a little bit, but there are some really effective jumps here and there in the film. I jumped out of my skin at one point. It was really effective, one scare for sure. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I do think it's a well made found footage film. I do think it's worth a try. So yeah, check it out guys. Butterfly Kisses are really quite came out of nowhere impressive found footage film. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Of course, we'll see you next time on the channel for more reviews. Thanks for watching everybody.